The 12 weeks of lockdown. It's 4 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I'm on my second glass already. It's no ordinary Tuesday. It's not been an ordinary year. But this is a high-risk day in a high-risk week. Midway between Christmas and New Year, the vague semblance of structure in my life is a memory I left behind a week ago. Now I'm unshaven, immobile, and reflective, in between bouts of turkey sandwiches and episodes of Britain's Strongest Man. 2020 started with a hint of promise. A holiday, plans, wedding plans. It's the 5th day of Christmas today. I knew it would be a difficult one. There are no gold rings, you see. Not 5, not 2, not even 1. Back in the spring, the sunny, weird, lockdowny spring, I made a mistake. I looked ahead, jumped ahead, and thought in the middle of the whole world being turned upside down, that not everything in my world would be turned upside down. I was wrong. I made a connection between the supposed duration of lockdown and a Christmas song. So the 12 days of Christmas became the 12 weeks of lockdown, in my rewrite at least. I dug it out this morning. There were bits that made me smile, bits that were too close to home, and bits missing, with hindsight. No mention of Durdledore and the sunbathers of Bournemouth. No mention of the second wave or the US election. No mention of sourdough, a national obsession for those not unemployed, not reliant on food banks, and not back on the street. Some of it rings true, though, a diary of sorts, and like other diaries in other years, I'll intend to keep it forever, and I'll chuck it out in May. Here goes. In the first week of lockdown, my true love said to me, 1 sheet of paper per wee. In the second week of lockdown, I'm through the novelty, missing the gym, and I'm craving a chip shop tea. In the third week of lockdown, each cough unsettles me. Scared I am, worried for mum, and the sun shines with irony. In the fourth week of lockdown, I go to Sainsbury's, 1 trip a week, contactless, no biscuits please. And I forgot to buy coffee. In the 5th week of lockdown, I'm making PPE. Glad to help. I'm clapping too, feels good though, grateful to all, and a time of community. In the 6th week of lockdown, I've drunk the Campari, petrol and tonic, older than me. Rum's even worse, don't judge me, maybe next week I will try for sobriety. Sobriety didn't last long. Probably not to the end of that sentence. It was part boredom and part anxiety, I suppose. We had some good dance-offs in the living room fueled on bottles of drink long since brought back from Greece or Turkey, and wines that really did live up to their reputation as undrinkable. It felt good to clap and be part of something. A bit self-conscious to do it in the street, but that could be hindsight, I guess. because if we started it again tomorrow, I'd be alone on the doorstep. It's strange how quickly we adjusted to the daily bouts of bad news. Weeks before, and the virus was a world away. Weeks on, and we were somehow accepting of huge numbers each and every day. I take some comfort from that now, our ability to cope with shock, to keep functioning, keep going when everything is different. I was still working from home in November. Still am now for much of the time. I had rare days out, for client meetings at work or to take the dog to the vets, but only once or twice a week, if that. I think the impact was amplified because of that. Returning home to a letter on the table to say, I've left. Doesn't make for a good day whenever, but at the end of November I felt as bleak and unwelcoming as the heavy, grey clouds. Oh, it was a long time ago now. In the 7th week of lockdown, my partner says to me, please wash more often. Don't like to say, but twice a week. No sex for you. Don't touch me until you're clean. And hey, babe, it's the fringe or me. In the 8th week of lockdown, there's incredulity. Homeschooling nightmares, run out of ideas, fractious and frantic, need a break, can't send them back, adoption week still to come, and all teachers, I bow to thee. In the 9th week of lockdown, I'm Zoom meeting fatigued. So many sessions, nothing to progress. Linda from finance perving my loungewear, just Zoom off. Should have resigned, too late now, always could be worse, as I'm not in the treasury. In the 10th week of lockdown, I've no more things to clean, ordered my bookshelves, ironed my undies, cleaned out the plug holes, dusted the spiders, sorted my OneDrive, cleared the loft. All of the house now spotless, don't really care, 'cause I just want to get out and leave. You can probably tell the rot had taken hold in those later weeks. I'd let myself unravel a bit, tried to recover, and failed. We don't even have kids. Hats off to all the homeschoolers. I really don't know how they coped. It makes me feel a bit more guilty, if I'm honest, that we couldn't come out the other side feeling stronger. Towards the end of the 12 weeks, there was hope. Naive hope, I grant you, thinking it would be back to normal so quickly, and then noting that for many it was. The lyrics were written before the illegal raves, before shopping had returned to the scrum, before Barnard Castle and the indiscipline that followed. Like many, I think I just needed a line to cling on to, hoping there was a ship on the end of it. In the 11th week of lockdown, I'm planning a party, huge raving session, dancing and cider, disco inferno, kebab with chili, nightcap at sunrise, brutal hangover, may pass out. The NHS would hate me. Don't be a fool and behave so appallingly. In the 12th week of lockdown, not sure if I'm still me. What if I'm different? Feeling quite nervous. Will people like me? Fat, shamed and hairy. Novel not written, feeling in crisis. What am I here for? Please don't forget me. Just breathe in. Not quite the same. I'm still me, glad to be out in a world full of such beauty. The time lapse between gratitude and gratification is a short one indeed. Grateful for small mercies like clear skies on a sunny walk didn't last that long. The sense of entitlement to holidays, restaurant meals, and normality took hold before the 3 months were done. I like to think I held on to the gratitude a bit longer than most. Perhaps I already had a sense of what was lost. In the first week of freedom, these things occur to me, not fully dealt with. Face masks a comfort, people still dying. Thank you for artists, writers and actors, singers, musicians, good books and jigsaws, fitness instructors, mental health workers. Thank you to bin men, posties and transport, shop staff and workers, home order drivers, carers all over, nurses and doctors, hospital cleaners, porters and admin, food banks and shoppers. You all get medals. Tom Moore the captain, Tom Moore the colonel, Sir Tom the hero. Thanks, Grayson Perry, heroes all over, black lives, they matter. Friends and relations keeping me going, kindness and comfort, so understanding, love, you all. Let's still be good forever, empathy and care, and the best people we can be. I need to cling on to that thought about being the best we can be. She called earlier, Jess did, said the time apart had helped her clarify things, made her realise what she wanted and what she didn't want. We're meeting up tomorrow for a coffee and a chat. It'll be the 6th day of Christmas, but I'm not going there, not even in my head. Coffee and a chat feels like the best present I could ask for, maybe the best end to a rubbish year. There is hope. Once more, who knows what the future holds? But I can tell you one thing. I've promised not to sing.